We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for divine masculine, to see what is going on. Today we have shifted. We are Mars in retrograde, where it's going to stay. So first off, we start Mars in retrograde in Leo until I believe January 6th, and then it shifts into Cancer, where we will wrap it up. It's going to do a moonwalk in Cancer until February 23rd. So we're going to be navigating these two signs during Mars retrograde. Now, Mars is one of the bigger ones that we feel, and it has a bigger effect or an impact on our energy too. So it's really, really good for reflecting on where you're putting your energy. It's also amazing for looking at your day-to-day and to see if you can do things in a better way. Like, it's amazing for, I don't want to say patching up, healing energy leaks or, things that are taking up too much of your time or your energy. So pay attention, because this is a time where we can shift into a much better alignment, and you're being guided to look at your day-to-day and to look at how you're spending your time and energy right now, and to really think about that. Now, sometimes we can feel, not all the time, but we might feel blocks a little bit more. We might feel sluggish. We might feel unmotivated during this time, because it's kind of guiding us to pull back and to look at things before we continue to go. So sometimes it's like not all about that go, go, go all the time. And when we're in Mars retrograde, we're being guided to just pause, step back, and to look at things in our life and how we'll say spending our time and how productive we are in certain areas. While we're navigating first, where it is right now, Mars retrograde in Leo, it's actually all about your love life and opening your heart more, but also paying attention to areas that you can be more productive or even more creative during this time. And as it does shift into Cancer, does its backspin in Cancer, we're going to be looking at, we'll say, themes around home, where you're living, and family, and even how you're spending time with your loved ones. But we're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for the divine feminine, just to see what is going on. This is going to be affecting you, but it gives us a chance to move through obstacles, blocks, and barriers. Mars is like planet that rules over your goals and getting things done in your life. Some of you guys might be overextending or overspending your energy in certain areas. You're being guided to just kind of look at where you're placing or putting your energy during this time, and if you can kind of fine tune it and do better in this area. So we're going to start with a reading for the divine feminine. Remember, this is always just a general reading. I always say that. If you need a one-on-one reading, which I always recommend as often as you need them, just go ahead and book them on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. You can do those one-on-one phone call readings as often as you need them. They're really going to help you with navigating whatever's going on or whatever's coming up. I am an energy healer. I do a ton of healings, clearings, and activations. I have so many of them on my website. I also have twin flame coaching, which is great for helping you through the process. So I have so many sessions on my website. Check it out. If you need me, just go ahead and book me on there. Especially if you're needing a session with me, make sure you're setting it up on my website. It'll really, really help you. No matter what's kind of coming up for you during this time. So I always say you're always needing to do a higher level of healing with ascension, with your awakening, but also on the twin flame journey. So let's just go ahead and start with a reading for the divine feminine collective, divine masculine. If you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. I'm trying to move on, but thoughts of you still linger and I can't control them. I think we had this message yesterday too. It's been something coming up too, where sometimes you're being guided to move on and focus on your own path. Sorry, I dropped a card. I'm going to get it too, if you know me. Okay, sometimes you're being guided to really focus on your own journey and your own path at different times. And sometimes you're going to do these places or points together with your twin flame. It just kind of depends too. So it depends on what's going up for you. Some of you guys might be navigating spaces of separation. It just depends, not everyone. Or even, working towards union and kind of on that path towards it. And then many of you guys are in union. It just kind of depends. For those in separation, this is probably going to bring up or trigger a lot of healing very, very fast to the surface. It's going to make you, someone was telling me this morning, I love this, question your beliefs. It's going to bring up a lot of things. It can bring up upheavals and purges of energy. Awakening does that too, right? I could bring things to the surface. It might just be having you heal certain things, work through certain blocks, or even certain issues that may have come up on the twin flame journey with your twin flame specifically. So sometimes when you guys are in separation, you're being guided to look at, if you've met this person, generally you have, like what has happened and what you're being guided to work through or heal. And it's always within yourself so that you can shift into a higher frequency and be a better version of yourself. If you can't get your twin flame off of your mind, chances are they can't get you off of their mind either, and that they're thinking about you just as much. This is hard for you guys to understand too. But maybe it hasn't been brought together fully yet. It just kind of depends. Doesn't matter where you're at in the process. Make sure you're working on yourself and working on your own healing, doing things to raise your vibrational frequency, clearing blocks, and working on, my favorite, other areas of your life. So if you're not fully in union, you're being guided to work on yourself by yourself sometimes, and people don't like to hear that, right? Like working on certain areas, and this can really, really help you. I put a post up yesterday about Divine Feminine. Some of you guys are being guided to pull back your energy, but some of you guys are being guided, if you're in union, to pull back within that union. And this is how you can really focus on yourself right now, on your healing journey, and like healing certain things. But some of you guys are being guided to pull back and focus on yourself right now, and to focus all of your energy on yourself. And this is going to help you. This could be clearing distractions, being mindful of, once again, energy leaks, right? Energy leaks, energy blocks, drains, where you're, and sometimes this is just with using Mars retrograde, because I was talking about using these astrological energies and alignments that are happening as we go. So one of the best ways to use Mars retrograde is to see if you can fine tune your daily routine. If there's things that you're doing that are just time wasters, energy drains, pay attention to people you're interacting with on the daily, what you're doing with your time, how you're spending your time and your energy. Maybe you can do things more effectively. Maybe you need to be putting your energy or placing your energy in other areas, or cutting out distractions, or you're spending too much time doing this or doing nothing. It just depends on what you're doing in your daily routine. But the good news is, once we get through, or towards the end, I'll say, of Mars retrograde, we're going to be having a lot more energy we can tap into. So it's meant to help you to have more energy, or to fuel that energy in a better way towards your goals too. So pay attention to your day-to-day routine right now. I always look for you at airports as if we'll be at the same place in the world. I love this message too, because this could be, if some of you guys are, I see a lot of flames traveling together. And it doesn't have to be like airplane. I just take that as a travel message. So we're dealing with Mercury, a lot of Mercury retrograde, we say, energy, like a lot of Mercury energy, right? But this helps us to clear blocks. Some of you guys might have obstacles, like living in another city, town, country. Not for everyone. Maybe some of you guys are just talking about, this could be making future plans to be together, I hope, or to like maybe travel together to go places. This is things that's been coming up a lot on the collective, on the planet, right? So you guys might be having conversations about, maybe you have a bucket list of somewhere you want to travel or visit, and you want to go with your twin flame, or a holiday, or even just, this could be healing for some, healing separation or distance. So we see distance in the connection oftentimes. Separation is distance. And this is something that oftentimes we come here to heal as twin flames, or whatever might be creating these blocks or distance, right? And it just depends on how this is manifest into your connection too. So it could be blocks, obstacles, distance, like actual distance, or even just spending more time and making future plans, or having some type of goals to do with your twin flame. I'm still trying to find a place for myself in the world. I feel like I don't know who I am anymore. This is going to question a lot of things very, very fast, as a lot of energy is triggered to the surface. So twin flames begin to merge energy systems together. Even apart you are. You're like, you're going through the same. They're always mirroring you on the energy level. So we go through a lot of chakra upheaval and work. And a lot comes from the chakras, and I feel that's part of the high frequency of the twin flame energy and things like that. So when we're dealing with the solar plexus, this is like the core of who we are, but it also has a lot to do with our drive, manifestation, willpower, but also it's like the core of who you are and who you believe yourself to be. And I think we were talking a lot about this in the past couple of days too, that sometimes twin flame can come shake up your foundation, we'll say, right? Or shake up areas of your life. And this is one of the things, because you're purging a lot, or doing a lot of soul searching. I like to think of our solar plexus as kind of hardwired to our soul or our spiritual self, who we are. And so oftentimes it's also connected with our ego desires, but also identity. And so you might be going through a shakeup in this area where, you know, you believed your life to be a certain way and your twin flames come along and challenged beliefs, or you're going through a lot of changes very fast as you are healing yourself. And this could be your likes, dislikes, you as a person, you know, as you're awakening spiritually. So this is like solar plexus. The more that you're clearing out trauma, old blocks, and things like that, with the solar plexus, you're going to open up a lot more and you're going to be able to tap into more of who you are fully. I'm resisting my desire for you because it's too late now. We've grown apart and you've moved on, and you might feel this, but we know in reality, neither twin flame can move on generally. And this is what will set aside this kind of connection. And it just kind of depends on how it will play out with the connection too. So know this person, you might think they've moved on or it's over, but it never is. Not with twin flame anyway. You're worth more to me than I let on. I don't know how to handle my emotions right now. This is all about getting emotionally balanced and emotionally regulated right now too. And so you might have a lot of heavy emotions. You might experience a lot of highs and lows from the twin flame connection. Like a lot of times what I see is a lot of times you guys are feeling real good around your twin flame and you're going through the lows when you don't know, or you have things coming up. You're clearing a lot of illusion. You're clearing a lot of low frequency based energies that are probably going to be triggered, keyword triggered, to the surface. It just depends on how this will come about. And as you're clearing the lower frequency energies, you're meant to be rising in frequency really, really fast, but you might have highs and lows within this connection that you're having a hard time navigating. It can trigger or stir up intense emotions towards your twin flame or just about the situation in general. I know that we have a soul connection. And so this is a strong spiritual connection too, a strong soul connection too. This is why you guys can really connect with each other's higher self and feel each other on the higher. Especially the more clear that you are, you're going to receive more messages from both your higher self and probably their higher self too, and pick up on things about the person or the situation. I've been watching your socials and admiring your pictures. You might be spending time flipping through their social media or checking up on them online. I should have fought for you. Okay, so we have this manifestation energy. It's fertility, but it's actually manifestation, like planting seeds. I know we're kind of getting there. This is pay attention to your creative ideas, your fresh ideas, what you're manifesting in growth. Time to plant your seeds. You go through a lot of soul growth, and that's what it's about. So oftentimes twin flames can go through a lot of soul growth together or even apart, triggered by the separations or even the union within the connection. So oftentimes you might go through spaces of separation, reunion, union. It just depends on how that will play out. But there's a lot of soul growth very, very fast, that you're learning lessons, you're integrating things, you know, you're picking up on things. Stay focused on your manifestations right now. This is your goals. So we're dealing first with Leo energy right now. We're Mars retrograde in Leo. And this is like creative energy. It's spotlight energy, but it's also a healing for your confidence. So while we're in Leo, we're going to be healing issues around self-esteem and confidence. When it shifts into Cancer, this is like a doorway to letting go of past emotions and things like that. So right now, you're being guided to focus on your goals. This could be other areas of your life, like career, business, success. And it just kind of depends. Once again, it has claim your place in the world. So we have that kind of energy right now. We're going into the winter. You might feel out in the cold. I keep complaining it's freezing here, right? You might feel like that too, as things are, I said, slowing down. We're dealing with a couple of retrogrades, right? We're in the holiday season. But no, we're kind of in this, and this could be, it just kind of depends. You might feel like things aren't moving very fast. They're always moving, but you might feel like things aren't moving very fast, and this can go with the energy, with that Mars retrograde energy. But it's amazing for helping you too if you feel that way. If you feel things are blocked, stuck, get some help. I always say if you need a shift, do some of those healings on my site. If you're just looking for, you know, a healing for your energy, a shift in your situation. So I have all sorts of things to help you with this. So if you're feeling things aren't moving, stuck, stagnant, blocked, amazing for doing something about that too. All right, beliefs. Similar clashing belief systems can bring you together or keep you apart. So this is like when you're on the same page, that's similar beliefs, right? You might have different beliefs in certain areas. Now, at the core, you guys are the same in what you desire, what you want in many ways. But sometimes when I think of beliefs, I think of ego, right? You're like, okay, ego clashing can be part of this journey and part of this experience. And so usually it's ego that will keep you apart or keep you separated or keep you seeing things in a separate way. Like I was talking about the mirroring, and a lot of people aren't ready for all that, right? That talk, but there's a lot of mirroring that happens. And when you can understand that, you can look within, right? And so a lot of times, instead of blaming the flame or looking at the flame, because sometimes we'll see the issues first, when we look within, we can clear blocks and release blocks and heal things within ourselves that are being reflected or mirrored back. And so you might have ego clashes that have come up in the past or are coming up that might be, and this could be manifesting separation timelines. It just kind of depends. So being guided to work on any ego issues and to smooth them over within yourself. Crown chakra work. We have golden light ray. Love and laughter, receiving and giving gifts, and passionate projects. So a lot of messages about working on other areas of your life. This could be your business. It could be creative project. Pay attention. So I love Mars retrograde in Leo because it can help us to reignite that spark and get excited again. Get excited again about projects or, you know, that zest for life. And we have that Sagittarius season energy too. And then like getting excited again and kind of clearing things if they're outdated in our life. Scales of karma. This is cycles of disharmony, creating new traditions and unfortunate events. So we have, maybe there's some type of karmic energy. When I think of karma, it's just balance that needs to balance. And so there might be some type of karmic imbalances. This could be energy imbalances or things kind of going on in the situation. Sometimes we can get karmic energies, can be the biggest thing to throw off twin flame unions. But we have to deal with a lot of that living on Earth. Welcome to Earth, right? Okay. We all have karmic lessons and things we're learning and healing. And so we want to keep karmic energies outside of the twin flame union and just be mindful of them too. This could be outside interference, other energies. It could be, you know, things that are affecting the twin flame dynamic because we still had karmic things we needed to work through, or, you know, trying to bring that baggage into the twin flame union. Archangel Michael. Heart of a warrior, divine protection and synchronicity. Pay attention to the synchronicities. Archangel Michael is powerful for working with twin flames too. I've been doing a lot of Archangel Michael healings the past couple of days too, so you can work with Archangel Michael if you're trying to cut cords, release attachments, heal something, or even healing your overall situation. Pay attention to the synchronicities that are happening. You're going to see a lot of specific signs and messages just for you on the path, and this is letting you know that you're being divinely guided. You're not alone. And it's to help you to navigate your path or your course and to make sure that you're going in the right direction too. So make sure you're paying attention to the synchronicities. They can really help to guide you during this time. Cosmic wave, new friendships, preparation, and custodians. Stay open to new connections and new people coming in. So we've been doing a lot of clearing work and letting go of cords and connections that aren't good for us and not serving us. Make sure you have boundaries, but make sure that you're staying open to new experiences and new people that can come in that can really help you on your spiritual path. So stay open to new connections. Light activation, evolution of spirit, actioning of plans, and transcendence. So we have a lot of high frequency energies coming into the planet with aiding our ascension or helping us to awaken, healing us. We can be tapping into some of these things. I always talk about activations on my side, right? One of the best things that we can be doing is healing activation work, or tapping into these ascension energies for the light codes, for the healing, for awakening more, and for different reasons. Make sure that you're connecting with your ascension energies. This is an amazing time if you're needing some type of activation work. I do a ton of it on my website. It'll really, really help you too. This will help you with your spiritual awakening. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles, and normally upright, this is my twin flame card. If you're like questioning the situation, which can be normal, but you're probably gonna know if this is your person. So usually this is like your flow of giving and receiving and the balance within the relationship. So we see a lot of imbalances coming up in connections. I just think it's like people learn how to relate or connect in a certain way. And when they become one-sided exchanges, they become toxic. We know that. It's like you need to have a balance in your relationship, like equal give and take. You're doing things. I was talking about this, like reciprocated energy. A lot of you guys might have had some type of imbalance in this connection, but Mars retrograde is amazing for helping us to see and heal these things too, or things you need to work on. So you might be needing to assess how much energy you're putting into this connection and how much energy you're getting back. This is all about your energy right now, right? And to heal any imbalances. And these can present in many different ways. Like if you feel like you're doing all the work and this person isn't giving you much back and things like that, you're being guided to pull back and heal any energy imbalances right now. We have the Hanged Man. You might feel like you're in limbo. This could be like you're at a standstill, things aren't moving forward. I always think of my limbo as my 4D realm card. You're like, okay, you're in 4D and you're dying to be in 5 in union, because this is a union reading. You're out of the 3, but you feel like you haven't quite got there yet, and you're kind of in between worlds or whatever it is. This is avoiding reality. I had to remind someone this morning, I think it's important that you're staying anchored in reality and that you're being realistic about where you're at now and what you need to move through. Yes, we want to manifest and dream for the future. I'm not saying that, but also about being realistic about whatever issues are coming up now to heal and to work through. We see the issues so that we can heal them. And sometimes we don't like seeing the issues, right? But if we don't see the issues, we can't heal them and move through them. So this is like staying grounded in reality right now of where you're at in your specific situation. Not saying that things aren't going to change. They always will. But is there some way that you're avoiding reality or doing the deeper work to remove or clear some of the blocks right now? And it just kind of depends. Some of you guys are ignoring your emotions that are very intense that need cleared. So we have the ignoring feelings message number 2. There's going to be 2 messages, 2 parts to this. So if you have heavy emotional energy surfacing, negative energy, this will throw off union or can get in the way because your energy is blocked with heavy emotional energy clearing work for that, and then negative patterns. And this could be within yourself that you need to change and work on. Your twin flame is going to trigger your shadow aspects so you can see them and so that you can heal them. It could be within the connection too, or with this other person. You're probably going to be a little bit aware of their patterns and things that they're working on too, within this connection too. So if you feel like I'm not really getting anywhere right now, you may need to shift the energy around the situation. Make sure you're working on your healing to clear out negative behaviors, patterns, but you might be needing to like look at the situation for how it is. This will help you to clear blocks. So if you're like, oh, things aren't ideal, I got X, Y, and Z for problems, this will help you to heal, and sometimes it's delicate, but heal whatever's coming up right now. So we have the 2 of Cups. This is your twin flame. It's one of my favorite cards of the deck too. This is like, sometimes this could be, some of you guys might be friends with your twin flame and you're not in a relationship and you might have to start there with it. Or this could be union too. It just depends. There are mutual feelings. This person feels the same about you even if they aren't showing it or whatever it is. Just in case you've been questioning like that. Like, this is not in your head. Twin flame's a real thing. I know a lot of people, they may not understand that if they haven't been through this process, because that's hard for other people to understand. But you do have a twin flame, whoever's watching this message, and they're going through it too with you. So even if they're not telling you or laying all their cards out or telling you how they feel, they're feeling it too. And they're going through this experience with you. So it's not one-sided. Trust me, twin flame is definitely 2-sided. Okay, this is my union card. Some of you may be in union and you're working on healing things within these union that might be coming up or being stirred up, because that can definitely happen with a lot of retrogrades. It can bring up past lessons. When we're dealing with Mars retrograde, it can be a lot of looking at your past actions and things like that too. So this is meant to be a union card. It's a positive message for whoever may need it about, shifting, working towards union if you're not in union, or working on healing within the union. Okay, so we have my 7 of Swords, and this is like, playing your cards right. Sorry, kitty. Playing your cards right and playing the cards that you've been dealt, right? But it's also like making sure that you're not, Divine Feminine, trying to be manipulative of the situation, because usually it backfires and you're finding out you can't. And this might be releasing control or drama or tendencies for that too, of how things are going, and kind of, we don't like this, surrendering the ego at this point, because this will help you. Okay, so we have the Tower, and this is my upheaval card, and I always remind you there's 2 people in the Tower card. Like, right? Okay. So this is my upheaval, and it's like a lot of times twin flame will come into your, usually awakening, but usually in your life, and they can shake things up. But usually it's just clearing away negative beliefs and things like that. But obviously sometimes these things have to be triggered to the surface for us to look at them and for us to sit with ourselves and to heal certain egoic beliefs, mindsets. Basically, it's the mind, right? Things that are running through your head that are negative. Usually these things have to be triggered in some way to the surface. And that's what Earth is all about. It doesn't matter where you're at in your journey. You're going to go through certain ego stuff, right? Ego healing, we'll call it. Ego destruction or whatever it is. So this is like my ego destruction, but it's an ego death card, but it's needed. And this is what life does with us. So we got to learn how to flow through these spaces. These are like transitionary spaces that the better we can learn how to flow through these spaces, we can bounce back from these spaces too. So remember that you might be going through a lot of changes, but also you have the potential to bounce back very fast. So sometimes the ego doesn't like that when we're dealing with ego wounds, but it's to help you to trigger things to the surface to clear them very, very fast. So old beliefs are blocking your twin flame union, whether you're in union and you have a lot of negative thoughts going on in your head, or you're not in union because you haven't manifested it because you have a lot of negative thoughts going in your head that are working against you for your situation. I always say this is why it's really helpful to work with someone that can help you to pinpoint these things and help you through them or to heal them. So be mindful of negative thoughts. They are not your friends and they can block our manifestations, especially when it comes to manifesting union, divine feminine. So today for this reading, lots of crown chakra energy, lots of questioning things, the beliefs, right? Questioning things, questioning your situation, questioning the twin flame stuff, whatever it is. Crown chakra work, releasing negative beliefs, ego work. Okay, we're going to do a reading for the divine masculine just to see what is going on. Divine masculine collective. Divine feminine, if you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. I wasn't honest with you about my feelings at the time. They might not be telling you how they feel. They might not like to talk about their feelings, or they may have just not shared them. Our love was too intense for me to handle. I needed a break away. And so I always talk about sometimes you need a break from the connection or to get in your own vibe or your own energy. This isn't for everyone, but you're going to know if that's for you. Whether their path has been taking them in a different direction, they're being guided to work on themselves, or they just needed a second. My spirit is always with you. Can you feel me? Do you still love me too? So know that they're always around you. A lot of times you're feeling their energy, like especially when they're thinking about you. You're connecting on that level. You might feel their energetic presence. You might feel their higher self giving you guidance or helping you through a situation. You're feeling them on the spiritual. You're feeling them on the energetic level. I couldn't handle my true feelings for you, so I kept you as a friend and nothing more. This isn't for everyone, but some of you guys are going through that experience where you're not fully dating yet, or right? You're not fully dating, or you're not fully in union. We've been having talks about this too, and a little bit of separateness to heal. It just kind of depends. I couldn't go against my family to be with you. This could be programming or actual situations coming up that might need to be healed or worked through. I need to tell you the truth. Expect this person to start sharing their feelings more and expressing how they feel more, and it just kind of depends. I've been working on myself. We see these divine masculines that are working on union, working on themselves, working on their energy. It's like the new thing, by the way. Once you're awakened masculine, you really will begin to work on yourself, your energy in all areas of your life. I'm afraid of commitment. We see this huge. Okay, now this could be specific union fear of relationship, but it could manifest in other ways within the union too, specific blocks that are coming up. I'm seeing some of these blocks come up too. So when we're dealing with Mars retrograde, this actually has a lot to do with commitments and clearing out the blocks. So we see we have Leo, which is all about romance and relationships. We have Cancer, home and living together. So we might see some blocks coming up in these areas through the next couple of months, specifically through end of February. We might see if there are blocks in these areas that they're coming up and becoming obvious for clearing, maybe on the person's mind or being said within the connection too. And so we also have, they are ready for commitment, but there might be some type of fear around commitment. This could be actually like dating and just the commitment there, or it could be living together and like getting more serious or spending more time together. I'm ready to take my mask off. So this is like letting go of the ego, once again, for divine masculine, you might be seeing them more clearly. They might be letting you in more. If they have walls or they're guarded or protecting their heart, they're slowly dissolving some of these barriers and letting you in more. You're seeing their true self. We have hidden path. This is detour, slow down, explore, and go in a new direction. And so some of you guys are being guided to explore new directions and new possibilities, new outcomes, and things like that. We're in Sagittarius season. It's my explorer energy. It's like, it's literally going new directions or trying a new direction. One of the best ways that we're doing that is navigating, going from a 3D experience to a 5D experience, which requires us to kind of open up, expand, heal, right? And to see things in a different kind of way. You may have a lot of new paths opening up as you're doing this healing work. Twin flame union is one of those paths that opens up that can take us in a higher direction. But I mean, in many different areas of your life, you might be noticing things are starting to open up as you're healing and opening up your energy. We have vibration, energy, and positivity. Raise your vibration to attract what you desire. So raising your vibrational frequency will help right now. This helps to make you more magnetic to your twin flame, to your union, and even what you're manifesting in other areas of your life. Not everyone, but some of you guys might be dealing with twin flame runner chaser cycles or separation cycles or patterns of anxiety or avoidance within your connection. And this is like escapism, right? Or whatever it is. So just know that this is something that might need healed if you're dealing with it. And I was trying to explain to someone this morning that those patterns are interchangeable. You hold them too if your twin flames reflecting them back or playing them out to you. So you do that healing work within yourself, they'll fade away. Okay, this is a long time away this summer. You're going to see some amazing things happening to you over the course of 2025, but this is my sun card. So in the real tarot, we deal with the sun, and this is like things getting very positive coming to you, right? And like this is like seeing things in a better light, staying optimistic, things happening, things aligning for you. So just know that this year is going to be really, really good for you. I'm excited to actually close out 2024 and step into 2025, bringing new energy and new energy cycles. So we have divine timing. This is my destiny, and it's powerful for twin flames. I always say lovers meet under the clock. You meet at a certain time in your life. It's been laid out, some of this stuff, some of the circumstances. I know you planned all this out. You're like, what? Now you're in it, and you're like, I don't know how to deal. Jokes aside, but you planned some of this out. So this is also a karmic energy. It's a fated energy and a destined energy. Have patience. Peace and peace. Trust that the divine knows when. You're working with the divine. Let go of the struggle. That's the ego, right? Struggling against it. Relax and just kind of go with the flow and surrender with it too. So connect with your spirit guides, divine masculine. This is looking for signs and like connecting with your spirit guides. Make sure you're connecting with your spirit guides during this time. They know best. Connect with the spiritual. Pay attention to your inner guidance, your inner knowing, the signs, the synchronicities, and the little messages you're getting through. We have sphere of light. This is healing hands, empathic qualities, and animal wisdom. This is like your gifts opening up. Many of you guys are empaths, but sometimes when you're empaths, you draw more toxicity and you're needing to have boundaries. Some of you guys are healers. You might be attracting a lot of issues as a healer to you and you didn't know why. You're like, okay. And suddenly your gifts are coming online. And, you know, this could be also learning about energy work. I have tons of Reiki classes. I have tons of healing classes on my website. I teach Reiki, I teach Sekhem, and so many other modalities of healing on my website. I'm always trying to get you to take more classes. This will help to activate and open up some of your healing gifts and abilities and to learn more about this kind of stuff. I have lots of coaching things on my site to help you to work with your gifts. And I know I have a healer coaching package too that'll help you through this process too. So you might be guided to work with your gifts more and to open up your gifts more. Especially, I always say, if you're an empath, you're a natural healer. Tibetan fire serpent, seeking a higher truth, discernment, a better path, and authority. Make sure you're navigating your own path. I was saying sometimes when we listen to other people's guidance, they can not trying to, not be very great. Also, make sure you're running it through your own intuition, right? You have your own path to navigate. Make sure you're also trusting your intuition and really navigating this twin flame. Yes, this is a twin flame reading, twin flame situation, divine masculine. Oftentimes your divine feminine looks at you to lead the situation or to lead the union forward. Inner oracle, you are the channel, deja vu, self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, so you've done this before many, many times with your twin flame, but also make sure that you're clearing limiting beliefs. So sometimes we could have a fear, oh, I worry this always happens to me. We're making it happen. And I see this like a lot of the time too. Make sure that you're clearing negative thoughts and beliefs so that they're not affecting your union or becoming a reality. Sacred space, positive outcome, clarity, lucky attraction, or removing obstacle. Make sure you're doing that clearing work to clear your own inner energetic blocks. And this is going to help you to have more clarity moving forward, but also more clear energy. I have so many energy clearings on my site. I have a whole twin flame section and twin flame clearing. This will help you to clear blocks and obstacles so that they're not manifesting into the outer to get your attention. We have the 9 of Swords. Some of you guys might be dealing with, and this could be just stress and worry. This could be bad dreams, up at night, fear, anxiety, and worrying about the future or your path or where you're at. It just kind of depends. This is like my stress and worry card and up late at night card. So this could just be anxiety if you have underlying anxiety, anxious attachment, or even just kind of stress and worry that we're trying to clear away. If you're needing it, do a good clearing. The Hierophant, this is my spiritual lessons card. Make sure you're tapping into the spiritual guidance that you're getting. This is my Akashic record, connecting with your spirit guide cards. But usually this indicates union. I say it's my marriage card, but oftentimes that's union for twin flames, right? However that will manifest and whatever you will do within that union. But it's like that represents that spiritual marriage, sacred marriage, and spiritual union. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, and this is like being practical, patient, and responsible. Some of you guys are watching from afar. Some of you guys are slow to act. Masculine, right? Some of you guys are being slow to act. You got your eye on your feminine. You know what you want, but you might be a little slow going after it. Okay, so we have the 10 of Pentacles. This can indicate, once again, some type of family thing here. This could be not getting along with family stuff. It could be control drama over money. And sometimes this just kind of depends. It could be a karmic situation with a karmic. It could be some type of inner child situation and trying to please, people pleasing, trying to please your family or whatever it is too. So we do have this, and usually it's a good thing when upright, but there's a block here with the family stuff. You might have something kind of going on in the background with that. It could just be healing from your past and inner child stuff. Okay, the 10 of Swords, you've been healing and from that tower, right? So many of you guys have gone through some upheaval, spiritual awakening. It just kind of depends, and healing from some type of hardship. Usually this is my like betrayal card, but you're actually through a lot of that healing. You've been healing a lot and it's showing. So you've been through the worst of it. You're like, oh my God. But I mean with your healing, yes, in your journey, but with your healing. And so a lot of this was to awaken you. And once you begin to really consciously heal, it changes a lot of things too. Make sure you're focused on your healing. That'll be the game changer so you don't have to go through all of these upheavals. Stay focused on your healing. This is going to help a lot. You still have some wounds that are coming up or being triggered to the surface from this twin flame connection or relationship. You have things that are coming up. Try to work through those triggers. Keep working on your healing, and it's going to help a ton with the union. Okay, I'm going on that note anyways, but I'm around if you guys need me. Just go ahead and book me on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I have some activations up for today, but you can do anything in my shop anyways. I know stuff for the next couple of days up, and then I'm going to flip my shop over. So make sure you guys are checking out all the stuff I have in my shop. You can always do any of it anytime anyways. Have a beautiful day. I'm around if you need healings on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com.